Welcome to Spanky's Hot Topic Corner.
Hi everyone, how you doing? Yes, I'm starting off yawning. That's daggone shame. I'm late. I came in late. Sorry. My voice is a little hoarse because I was doing some things over the weekend. Some of you saw what I was doing. I went to the Life Jennings concert, so my voice is a little hoarse. Um, just gonna check and make sure everything is okay, as usual. You know I gotta do it. Hello? Do it. Okay, there you go. I gotta make sure, Still trying to make sure. Yes, I got the Olympics on in the background, guys, because I am keeping up with that. I went out. We don't need that. There we go. Oh, the topic won't come up. Uh, hold on, I'm at it. There you go. All right, the topic, the experiment. If y'all been following my page, guys, y'all would be able to know that I showed a video recently, uh, a YouTube video that I got off of the Badu channel. Yes, Erica Badu channel, and I thought it was very interesting. And it was an experiment called Brown Eyed, Blue Eyed, and the experiment, I posted the original one and I posted her most recent experiment with the college students. And this was done by Jane Elliott. Jane Elliott was a school teacher back in the 60s and 70s. And she did an experiment after Martin Luther King passed away with her students, which were predominantly white, and she did a exercise with them, and the video will show it. So uh, I'm not going to share the screen to pull it up to show it to you, but all right, I'm back. I'm getting a mix up here for some reason or another. But yes, It's called the Blue Eyes, Brown Eyes Experiment and Exercise, in which she had the students use the color of their eyes to represent the color of or ethnicity or any type of being that they may be, whether they be um, red, black, yellow, white, whatever. And they use the color of their eyes as in the substitute for the skin tone. So I watched it all the way through. Very interesting. And I think, and she said she's going to do this experiment until the day she dies, because until change comes, she's determined to let everyone know that there's unfairness within the United States as far as the racism. And so she it was so interesting. You really have to see it. I posted it on the Fun Networking group, and I posted on the Spanky page. I posted the both versions. I posted the one with the elementary school kids, and I posted the one with the college students, so that you can see the difference in the reactions and how she differed up the experiment for the older generation versus the younger ones. She wasn't as mean to the younger ones as she was later on to the older ones. And I think it's because she has been doing this for so long that she really is numb to the feelings and emotions of how they react. She doesn't care how they react because, other people can't react because they're now dead, or they're in jail for something that they didn't do, or they've been tortured, and they can't sit up there and cry over a simple exercise that she was doing. So she made her point really clear. And that's what we're talking about, the experiment. If you watched the video that I sent, I also sent it through Messenger too, to most of my friends. If you've watched it, I'd like you to comment on it and tell me about how you feel about it. I want to discuss that. Um, do you think that it is I feel that it's a need for it now, especially today, because it doesn't just stem on race. It stems on, preference, of how you live your life, So the experiment is trying to show you how discrimination works really. And although people think they don't discriminate, they really do. They really have those feelings on the inside, and they don't realize it until they go through an experience like that. It is basically showing you a lighter version of how it would feel if it was you, if the shoe was on the other foot, basically. And everybody should try that before they lash out, speak down to someone, um, put their troubles on anyone else. You know that other people wear shoes too. Put yourself in their shoes. And if you don't want to put yourself in their shoes, walk away and don't say nothing at all. That's what I say. But after I watched that, I later watched this morning, I watched the Wall Street, the Black Wall Street documentary in Tulsa. I watched the entirety of it, and I watched two different versions of the documentary. And and it made me angry inside. Well, I've watched stuff like that. I've watched that. I've watched Rosewood over and over again. I've watched all these documentaries of actual documented cases that really was not put out there until a film was made about it because it was hush hush. And it was very, very, very intriguing to me, especially how the people, uh, the descendants, and the survivors of that mass burning and mass killing decided that after that happened to them, they would rebuild, but they would not speak on it anymore. Like we all do. Like I said in a previous um, video that I did, how we do hush hush and don't talk about the negativity that's going on, the things that hold us back, the things that eat us up inside. Sometimes that morning poopy can't even get rid of that. You know, it eats you up inside. And I watched the documentary and I grew very upset. Not for the first time, just revisiting upset feelings about the unjustness of it all. Because 36 blocks of black owned land was tore down less than 48 hours. Tore, burnt down. They said they only killed 30 people, but it was more than that. It was about 300 people that probably died that are still missing, that they are now trying to find and identify the bodies just now. Yeah, just today, just in these day and times. That was what, 1921? That was in 1920 somewhere. And just now, it is being brought to the light. It is not being brought to the light just by the people. The mayor, who is Caucasian, who decided this needs to be told. This is a story that needs to be told. Yet, the last remnants of the Black Wall Street that still existed had to be torn down or either abandoned. Why? Because they raised the taxes so high and the rent so high on the owners of the property that they could not maintain or keep their legacy. So even though you did a good gesture, did you really do a good gesture? Now, this is what you call getting reparations. Not in the same way of what we're saying there, but these people are really actual descendants, and they have a history, and they have been traumatized from generation to generation to generation up until today, and have not gotten any justice. Some of them are still living that watched their parents be gunned down right in front of them or burnt in a building. Yes, they deserve justice. How can a small group of men and women and children go and murder a whole city of people, wipe that city away, and not be accountable for it? Someone tell me how. Someone tell me why. That isn't the only time it's happened. It has happened many times before. Now, if you want me to go deeper, I'll go a little bit deeper than that. Because now I'm wondering, because what really started this was the man that was being lynched for something he was accused of that he did not do, that the person that he was supposed to have done it to did not even press charges against him and said that he did nothing wrong. The man that was being hung had protesters going forth to save him that day. And then you had the Caucasian protesters that wanted him lynched. And what it was is we had weapons that day. We came, guns loaded, just in case something broke out. And the Caucasian men, I don't know what they had, but they used their hand to grab a gun that they shouldn't have grabbed, and it accidentally went off and shot the man. And then they just went all crazy. Oh no, you done shot him. You done shot him. Really, he shot himself. Okay. Oh, you done shot him. And then they went and they started killing, lynching, and burning down people. But my question is, at that time, it was 60% populated by African Americans, only about 30% of the Caucasians. Why did you have armed guns, everything's like that? You were armed. How were they able to take over, kill, burn down, lynch, murder women, children, men for no reason? Why were they allowed to do that with not force being used back? It was more of us than it was of them. Question. So are we sometimes a little bit, you're not going to like what I said. Can we sometimes take partial blame in letting the destruction go as far as it did without a fight? Because we were so in our own world that we forgot that we were dealing with an outside world that hated us. It's a puzzle that the piece will always be missing and it will never be fully put together, because the puzzle that's missing, you will never be able to find it. But justice needs to be served. These people do need to be accountable. Now, sometimes there are battles that we must fight, and sometimes there are battles that are fought for us. And so, even though on the outside looking in, which I said to myself, I was so angry and I said, why do they get away with it? Why do they still continue to get away with it? And why aren't they being held accountable for, even up to today, the things that they're doing? And I said, there's hauntings. And I believe that there are real hauntings. I believe that they can be haunted by those who died by their hands. I believe it eats them up inside, which is why they did not want to talk about it anymore. They did not want you to mention it. They did not want it to come out because it eats them up inside. Not only because it was at the hands of another race, but the hands of our own. Because, see, the article that was spread, that was rumored about the man doing something that he did not do, that had not been on trial as of yet. They just assumed the articles that were put out there were done by his own community. Let's go deeper, because they didn't want to tell that either, but it came out. Are we our own destruction? And then they just go and they just put the icing on the cake for us. That's a good question. So therein, this is called the experiment, because the experiment that I saw was so, I don't know, it's so profound that I feel that everyone should watch it and even try and go through it with someone, or even get a group of y'all together, some of your friends together, and try the experiment yourselves amongst each other, all different races, because you all say that you all have that best black friend, or you all say that you have that best white friend. Let's get y'all together and try that experiment and really see where the feelings are. You would be shocked. Didn't we just learn it on, what is it, The View? Is that the name of the show? With your girl, Cheryl and Sharon. Didn't we just see that? How it comes out? How just a little inkling of it sparks a rage inside of someone, instead of them hearing what the person is really saying. They heard what they feel inside, and it all came out. Didn't it just come out? Now, I personally don't think she should have been fired. I don't think Pierce should have been fired. I really don't. They, in their minds, had their own truth. However, it was open for discussion. And that's what was put on the table. Let's discuss. Don't get angry and walk away. Let's discuss and agree to disagree and go on. That would have been the friendly thing to do. But because you had a attitude of such, and you felt so disgusted and bewildered and this and that, no one did anything to you. No one really said anything bad to you. You just went off because you felt like this is embarrassing. A little bit of embarrassment doesn't hurt anybody. You're still living. You can still get up tomorrow and say, "Hi, how you doing?" to your friends. I was walking into that club the other night to see Life Jennings, and people stopped me and said, "Oh, how beautiful you look," as I tripped. As my heel gave way and I tripped. And I said, "Whoop, up," caught my balance though, and played it off. Embarrassment doesn't bother me. I was outside on those brand new roller skates, and I tried to do a triple lux and wind it up on my butt. And I look, I laughed at myself, got back up, and hoped that all my neighbors did not see me fall like that. But hey, I smiled and went on. A little embarrassment, it doesn't hurt. to you. It don't hurt. I embarrass myself all the time. Do you think I care? I'm talking to you now, and I really don't care that I'm embarrassed. It's okay. What is that compared to the ramifications of closure and a little bit of agreement to disagree, to talk it out, to say, yes, we have real deep rooted issues within our communities before we even have them outside our communities. We're hollering that our lives matter, but yet just yesterday, a man shot uh what is his wife and 4-year-old, or the boyfriend and the 4-year-old. Then another man got shot, a 21. Somebody just got shot that just graduated. All this by the hands of their own folk. Nobody outside the community, all within the same community in which they live. What's that tell you? Oh, we don't need another Tulsa. We already doing it to ourselves all way around the world. Instead of coming together and helping each other and build each other up and work together like they did back in 1921 or in the 1920s. In the 1920s, they were harmonizing together. They didn't care that they couldn't fit in the next city. They fit in right where they were. And just like there's people living up in the mountains somewhere that don't know that black people exist, we didn't know that white people existed. Just about. I don't know. Okay, it's back on. I don't know if I'm going in and out. I see I'm going in and out. It'll tell me. Let me know. Hi, anyone that's on the stream. Just say hi. We're discussing. I'm discussing. I can't see the chat right now, but if you're on, let me know. Okay, I got a crash report here. Okay. All right, it's telling me when it's going out. Okay. But nevertheless, I really want y'all to watch the videos that I posted about the blue-eyed, brown-eyed experiment. It is very profound. If you are a teacher and you have students and you have the time, which I know is hard because now everything is really so precise in the learning category because everybody's trying to prepare for SOLs, SATs, all these other testings and stuff like that, that you can't teach like you used to back in the day. But if you get a break, a free day per se, maybe within the time frame of Black History Month or something, you might want to try that experiment with your children. It's nothing wrong with it. You can do it because you are a teacher, you are an educator, and it's nothing wrong with showing them that there's differences that we need to be aware of. There's nothing wrong with them seeing what the real world is about. And I commend Miss Elliott. I really do. I commend her for the work that she's done. And I had seen bits and pieces of the video years ago, but I didn't ever watch it all the way through until recently, until this past weekend. And now I understand exactly what the point was and what she was saying. And it's not just a lesson for one race, it's a lesson for all races. Because if you understand the experiment, you will understand why you should not destroy your community the way you do. It's very important to know. It's very important to let your children know the history. And she always had an example of why you shouldn't be upset. She had an example of why are you upset right now? Because nothing is being done to you that's hurting you. You are not being harmed in any way in this experiment. You are just being shown what it feels like to be in someone else's shoes. Shouldn't we all take the time to maybe feel how it is in someone else's shoes when we have a disagreement with that person? Maybe try to understand why they feel the way they do, and then maybe understand why you feel the way you do, and maybe y'all can come to some type of understanding. Or maybe y'all will forget what you even argued about in the first place. Because who really knows really what the argument is about? Who really knows why the war started and why we're still fighting it when the issue has already probably been resolved, or the people who started that issue are long dead and gone? So why are we still fighting a war that the people who was in it before are long dead and gone? Why are we keeping it up from generation to generation to generation to generation? Why are we holding all of that over and over again and revolving into circles, like I said before? And, with my own challenge, I am 3 weeks in the hole now because I have gotten angry this past week and this week already. So now I am 3 weeks in the hole and I have to start over every time because I told you it wouldn't be easy to go a whole week and not be angry about something, or not be upset, not be, have some type of negative emotion, right? I'm trying. I couldn't. I couldn't. I would delve into why I was so angry, but I just don't want to. I, 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 I don't know. I know, but that's another subject. But I don't. And I feel like if we all helped each other, uplift each other, and maybe give encouragement and moral support within the community, that maybe we would act differently. Maybe we would carry ourselves a whole lot differently as a whole. Maybe we would all carry ourselves differently instead of just accepting the tags hashtags or whatever you call them that they give us. Please, I beg of you to watch the experiment. If I could show it right now, I would. But maybe I can. No. Let me see. No, it won't let me do it. I have to do it another time. So anyway, Wednesday is going to be on the fly because I'm helping a friend out, and I don't know if I'll be back in time for Wednesday night's live. If I am, it will be very short and brief. Then on Friday night, I think I'm going to do some paparazzi and show the new box of jewelry that I received. The new colors. I'll put that out there. And so that's it. Um I was supposed to do gaming last Friday, but as you can see, I went to support a friend. I told you I do that. If you call me and you tell me you need me to be there for something, or if you want me to come and support you for something you do, I always really do try to be there, even though it was last minute. And I went. And I said in the videos, the live videos, underrated. I meant overrated. I couldn't even get the right words out. It was overrated. Overrated. I just I can't do like I used to. I used to all the people that used to hang out with me back in the day, we used to go to the clubs and have fun and everything. I can't. I don't know what happened. I guess the age caught up with me, and I just say can't. You know the environment is different. It's really different. It's I don't know how to describe it. The sights that I saw, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough for me to say I won't do that again. Although got my little groove on, for a little bit, but no, I won't do that again because it was just a little overrated. Yeah, overrated was the word that I was trying to use in those lives. Not underrated, overrated. And that's why I needed to put this out tonight. That's why I needed to discuss what I had to discuss. Because if we do better as a community in supporting each other and lifting each other up morally and everything like that, we would carry ourselves differently. We would look at ourselves in a whole new light. Some of us see it, some of us don't. Most of us don't. And let's lift each other up. Let's if you don't know how, find out. I'll tell you how. Not in this live, but I will tell you how. And I'll tell you what's wrong. But I'm going to give a solution. See, I don't put the stuff out there to you and just say, No, I want a discussion, but I do want to give solutions, and that's what I do. And that's what I'm telling you. when you listen to these things, when you see these things that I put up and I post, what are you really feeling? Some of you have no character and y'all just say, who cares? Who cares that this 21-year-old girl died from COVID yesterday? Who cares that half of a city is not vaccinated and so they're now high rating in the hospitals and they're now going back to the wave, but now it's hitting harder than it was before? Who cares, y'all say? Yes, I know. I was out that night and I was not wearing my mask, and I am fully vaccinated and I am okay. But I am fully vaccinated and I know how to keep my distance. Yes, I know. But some of y'all will say, who cares? Who cares that there's a big fat flood that flooded, I think, 2 countries or something like that? And some of them are still stuck in the subway in flooding waters. Who cares? That has nothing to do with me. Right? Who cares that all those people lost their lives in that apartment building or condo building because they lived by the water, which causes decay, which and erosion to a building, and the building was not maintained properly? Who cares? Because it wasn't my mama or daddy or a brother or sister or a little cousin that was in the collapse. Who cares? Is what you say. You should care. You know why? Because eventually it's going to happen to you in some way. Hasn't it happened to us all recently? Hasn't the light been shown to you? If it hasn't, you are just going to be blind the rest of your life, however long it will be. You will be blind because if you have not seen that every little thing matters to you now, all of the disasters, all of the political things that's going on, all this space travel, these ozone layers and stuff, everything is decaying and deteriorating right in front of your eyes. Don't you know it affects you in some way? You don't think it does? Did your bills go up? Are we not getting unemployment right now, even though we are filing our claims and the claims are being processed but not being funded in the state of Virginia? I don't know wherever else it's happening, but in the state of Virginia, that's how it is right now. Did your taxes not get higher? Do you now realize that in Walmart and all of those bargain places that you thought you could get things for a good price, that now they are increasing on a daily basis? Did you not see that? Do you want to know why? I just told you why. I just told you. We are having natural disasters. Therefore, there's going to be shortages in certain food supplies. And therefore, they're going to charge you more. And so that they can go to other countries to get the food supplies that we need. And money is running out. We are in debt up to the hilt, and we have no real money. We are just regurgitating what we have in pennies. it's it's come on, people. Come on. Change is coming. Change is here. Change is now. We are steadily progressing in electronics and everything else. And soon you will have a crash where these electronic things and all of these things that matter to you right now will no longer be in use in a minute because of an outage. Then what will you do? You don't know how to put a battery into a Walkman and use it. You don't know how it works because you're so busy plugging everything in. I mean, come on now. Yeah, we had portable TVs and everything. I think we still have some that portable um DVD players and everything. We still got some in the garage out there. All you gotta do is slap some batteries in it. Long as the batteries are here, I'll be okay. But you won't. You won't know what to do. You won't know where to find it. How will you survive with no power? Do any of you know how to farm land? Yes, some of us do. Most of us are trying. Grow some plants or something and eat them because that's what you'll be surviving on soon. We gotta get it right because we're going backwards before we go forward. It's just a fact. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just telling you. It really isn't bad news. It's just telling you what it is. And all because we don't know how to communicate well as a people. If we knew how to communicate well, we could keep this thing rolling. We could be futuristic if we really wanted to. In a good way, not in a destructive way. Because right now, our futuristic stuff is going to be destructive. You know. Uh, And people are dying every day because they're hungry. They don't have a roof over their heads. And that's growing every day. Especially around here. Especially around these parts in Virginia. You know why? Because these people getting unemployed, and even though they're saying there's a lot of jobs, they're not getting the jobs that they say they're supposed to be getting, and there's still unemployment, and they're not even paying the unemployed. So now the unemployed will be still broke and can't pay their bills, and they'll be homeless because why? They cannot pay their bills because the unemployment that was promised to them is not going to be given to them. Why? Because they cannot make up their minds up on the white hill. They cannot make up their minds what they want to do in that big white round building that's up in there. Meanwhile, on the other side, and this is just a fact, you know, I don't know how many of you suffer from it. I sure do. I admit it. Hey, there's no shame in my game. Admitting is the first step to recovery. That's what we need to do. Admit. Admit that something's wrong. You know, when you don't have a lot of friends at all and you wonder why, admit something might be wrong. Or if you cannot communicate well with people and you don't understand why people just shut you off, admit something is wrong. Admitting is the first step. Now, how do we fix it? Communication, putting it out there. All of the shame and the guilt and everything, you got to let that go. You got to put it out there and let it go. You got to put it out there and let it go. If those people in Tulsa admitted that they were wrong, that would be the first step to recovery. They never even got that much closure. They never even got that much closure. That they did something very wrong for a wrong reason. That's all they had. That's all. That's all really needs to be done. If you can do that, we can start to maybe understand each other a little better. I was wrong. Say it. That's all they have to say. I did something wrong. And not confess it in the Catholic Church with the priest that doesn't care. In the confessional booth. Say it out loud and let everyone know what you did so that we can therefore move forward and get you help. Let us know where you chopped up those bodies and put them so that we can have closure. You went out there and chopped up 50 billion people and you didn't even tell nobody why. Let us know before you die so we can at least recover those people and get them back to their families. Admitting the first step to recovery. You know, it's not confession when you go in a confessional. It's confession when you confess to the people you've wronged. Then that's a confession. And then you can atone for your sins. See, you got it all wrong. You go up in the booth and you tell a man, and then you say, I'm done. No. And then you go out and do it again. The thing is, you're supposed to do it, get some Hail Marys and not do it again. But you go and get all the Hail Marys you want and go back and get them again. Shoot, I collect all the Hail and go back and do it again. You know, where is that getting you? Tell me, that is not helping anyone, especially the victim on the other end, okay? Now, and if you know these people, help them and tell them. Tell them that's not working. That's not working. You're an alcoholic, but yet you feel it's okay to drink because you go and confess that you drunk 3/5 something of liquor today. How many Hail Marys do I need to say? And I'll do it tomorrow. I'm just saying. I mean, not, don't get offensive. Don't take it so seriously, Catholics. or or Episcopals or whatever. Don't get mad. Don't get mad at me. I mean, I'm not I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Something's not right. Where do we fix it? I mean, come on. You know I rock like this because it makes me feel good. I've been rocking ever since I was a baby. You can ask my parents. When I came out the womb, I was rocking. She put me in my crib and I rocked. I get on my knees, my hands and knees, and I be rocking, rocking, rocking. That's all I do. Is I rock. It calms me down. You know. No, I'm not mentally disturbed. It just calms me down because I'm on a different frequency. Remember. God daggone, y'all always now. No, I mean, come on now, don't. I'm just saying. I don't know why we do the things that we do. It amazes me, and So the experiment. I really want y'all to watch it. I'll replay it in the next live because I'll be winging it next live on Wednesday because, like I said, I have some to help a friend out, so I may be running a little late on that live, but I'm going to play the experiment. And when I play it, I want everyone to watch it with me, and let's discuss how deep it is. Because she hit a surface, but she hit something so deep that I don't even think they realized how deep it was. Because not only was she doing the experiment with the elementary kids, the parents were also involved in the experiment. They were onlookers. So although they were not participating verbally, they were participating in the feelings of what she was saying. This woman is a freaking genius. She is a freaking genius. I say hats off to Miss Elliott and all those others that have tried to do these things to open people's eyes. Hats off to you because they just don't get it. Some of them. I wish they would, but they just don't. And I wish they would. So, anyway, 10:42. I have to take my night medicine. Night medicine. I have to go to bed and relax. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Yeah. Nothing should go wrong. I should see you on Wednesday. I just might be a little late like I was tonight, but I'll see you then. And rewind the video if you'd like to go over and discuss. Put it in the comments what we discussed, and talk about it amongst each other. And check me out on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I am on Discord and all those other gaming channels. But I just haven't been live yet because I'm trying to get listed. So I have put in for a server so that I can get listed and I can play. So that will be coming soon. Um, my Spanky Reborns. Check out Mez Enterprise Plus LLC if you need help in any way as far as a website, an event of some kind, organizational event. If you are looking for album release parties or something like that, hey, I do it all. I do it all. I mean, it's all up there. It's listed there what I do. Feel free to ask me for my services. I'm very reasonable. What else? The Reborns, Meds in the Past Plus LLC. On Friday, I'll be doing Paparazzi, Papa Bling. I think that's it. That covers it right now. Had to pause on the Mary Kay right now because I have to put in a huge order, and right now I'm kind of waiting on that, but I'll be doing that soon. That's it. I just think about what I said. People just think about it, talk about it, discuss it, um, and share, like, share, and care. Like, share, care, and subscribe to the Spanky channel. Like, care, share, subscribe to the Spanky channel, please. It's all you have to do is click a button or mouse button and just say, I love, like, or share, and I care. Okay. And on that note, peace, blessings to all of y'all. Mm, mm, mm. I love you all, and I will chat with you soon.